Most people spend their lives looking for the next big thing. In the stock market, the newest crypto coin, or the perfect real estate deal. They are obsessed with finding an external engine that will drive them to wealth. This is a fundamental error in system prioritization. In the machine-like grind, we understand that the highest return on investment ROI you will ever achieve doesn't come from a ticker symbol. It comes from the technical upgrade of your own operating system. The 1% invest in themselves first, because they are the master asset. Think about the math of skill arbitrage. If you invest $1,000 in the stock market at a 10% return, you make $100 in a year. But if you invest $1,000 in a high-leverage skill like clinical negotiation, systems engineering, or specialized sales, you can increase your annual earning capacity by $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000. That is 1,000% return or higher. No index fund on the planet can match the ROI of a specialized human node. The first principle of the master asset is the knowledge compound. Unlike a physical building or a piece of machinery, your knowledge does not depreciate. It compounds. Every new skill you acquire acts as a plug-in that makes your existing skills more powerful. If you know how to code, that's an asset. If you know how to code and you understand market logistics, you are a force multiplier. You aren't just adding skills, you are creating asymmetric value. You become the person who can see the patterns that others miss. We address the health infrastructure. Your biological hardware is the processor for your entire life. If the processor is overheating, the software, no matter how elite, will lag. The 1% invest heavily in their vitality maintenance. This isn't about vanity, it is about operational uptime. A body that is optimized through nutrition, sleep, and physical stress testing can perform at peak capacity for twice as long as a neglected one. Your health is the cooling system for the machine-like grind. If the cooling fails, the mission fails. Then there is the network fee. Part of investing in yourself is investing in proximity. You pay the access tax to be in rooms where the average node is performing at a higher level than you. This might mean expensive seminars, masterminds, or moving to a high-leverage city. You are essentially buying data. You are paying to download the success protocols of those who have already reached the 1%. This investment in your social architecture yields the highest dividends in the form of relational capital. The psychology of the 1% in this domain is aggressive reinvestment. They don't take their first big paycheck and buy a car. They take that paycheck and buy a skill upgrade. They are obsessed with reducing their technical debt, the gap between what they currently know and what the mission requires them to know. They treat their brain like a high-end server that requires constant hardware refreshes. They understand that as long as they are the most capable person in the room, the money will naturally gravitate toward their orbit. To execute the self-investment protocol, follow the 10% rule. Allocate at least 10% of your gross income specifically for your personal R&D, research and development. Use this fund for books, courses, coaching, and health optimization. If you aren't spending money to make yourself better, you are essentially betting that your current version is good enough to win. In a world of evolving machines, good enough is a recipe for obsolescence. The world can take your money, your house, and your job, but it cannot take the software you have installed in your own mind. When you are the asset, you are anti-fragile. You can be dropped into any environment and engineer a win from scratch. Audit the gaps. Fund the upgrade. Become the master asset. The machine is only as powerful as the architect who designed it. If you are ready to stop looking for external miracles and start engineering your own internal evolution, subscribe. The Wealth Architecture series is nearing its conclusion. We will see you in the next deep dive.